Hey folks, James here from VP Machine Embroidery. I hope everyone is well. We have a new and exciting project for our April kiss. The design is this stunning WildFlower Window Cushion. It is made up of the 4 most beautiful blocks, each featuring a different wildflower. You can make this design in the 4x4, 5x5, 6x6, 7x7 or the 8x8 size hoop. This is a video tutorial where we show you the stitch out of block 3 and the construction of the cushion. We recommend you follow the photograph written instructions in conjunction with this video. This is a fantastic design and we hope you enjoy it. Make sure to join the April KISS Facebook group to receive a 30% discount on this design. And as always, remember to enter the competition by posting a photo of your completed cushion. We can't wait to see all your amazing projects. If you enjoyed this video tutorial on the WildFlower Window Cushion from Sweet Pea, please like and subscribe. Begin by hooping up cutaway stabilizer in the hoop and load the design onto your machine. Then place batting 1 on top of the hoop and stitch the batting down. Now remove the hoop from your machine and trim the batting about 1 to 2 mm from the stitching. Stitch the placement line for the background. Place fabric A right side up on top of the hoop covering the placement line and stitch down. Remove the hoop from your machine and trim the fabric about 1 to 2 mm from the stitching. Embroider the quilting. Embroider the bud. Embroider the stems of the flowers. Using the top edge of fabric A as a placement line, place 1 piece of fabric B wrong side up on top of the hoop, crossing the placement line by 1/4 inch, with the excess fabric towards the bottom of the hoop, and stitch down. Fold over the fabric and stitch down. Trim, leaving excess fabric in the seams. Repeat the flip and fold process with the bottom border using the other piece of fabric B. Trim, leaving excess fabric in the seams. Repeat the flip and fold process for the right border using 1 piece of fabric C. Repeat the flip and fold process for the left border using another piece of fabric C. Stitch the placement line for the flowers. Place fabric D right side up on top of the hoop covering the placement line for the flower on the left. Stitch down. Trim. Place fabric E right side up on top of the hoop covering the placement line for the flower on the left. Stitch down. Trim. Embroider the veins and the flower petals. Embroider the definition and shading on the flowers. Embroider the satin stitches around the flowers, then the pollen in the centers. Remove from the hoop and trim the seams to about 1/2 inch. Hold aside until all your blocks / panels are made. Amazing. Lay your blocks on a flat surface. Start off by joining the blocks in rows. Place the first two blocks right sides together. Pin along one edge, lining up the border stitching the best you can. Take your time with this process. Sew a 1/2 inch seam, sewing just inside the border lines already on the blocks. Iron open the seams. Continue this until you have each horizontal row of blocks joined. Next, join the horizontal rows to each other by placing the first two rows right sides together. Pin and stitch the seam on your sewing machine. Stitch just inside the border already stitched on the blocks, so the stitching will not be seen on the right side later. Open out the stitch seams and iron flat. Preparing the backing. Take out both pieces of fabric F. Starting with the first fabric F piece, fold one of the long edges over 1/2 inch, wrong sides together, and press. Then fold over a second time another 1/2 inch, and press again. Stitch along the folded edge to hold it in place. Repeat the same steps with the second fabric F piece. Adding the backing to the cushion. Have your cushion front right side facing up. Take one of the backing pieces fabric F and place it wrong side up on top of your cushion front. Have the folded edge of the fabric F piece 2.5 inches from the middle seam. Next, we need to measure out and mark the placement for the second fabric F piece. Measure 2.5 inches from the folded edge of the first fabric F piece. We draw a line across indicating this 2.5 inch mark with a chalk pen. Then place your remaining backing piece, fabric F, on top of the opposite side of the cushion front, wrong side up, with the folded edge of your second fabric F piece in line with the mark you made on the first fabric F piece. The two backing pieces should form an envelope, with the hem sides overlapping each other. The backing pieces will be larger, but this excess fabric will be trimmed away later on. Pin the two backing pieces in place. Then turn the whole cushion over to the other side, so that the wrong side of the blocks are facing upwards. The backing pieces should not fall off as you have pinned it. Stitching from the back of the cushion, stitch together with a 1/2 inch seam all the way around the cushion, being careful not to get the machine foot caught on the fold of the backing. Trim the backing fabric so it matches and is in line with the cushion front. Adding the front lining. Place fabric G front lining right side up on your work surface. Then place the cushion wrong side up on top of fabric G. The fabric F pieces and the fabric G will be right sides together. Pin together, leaving a 6 inch gap for turning through later. Turn the pin cushion over so the top side is facing up. Stitch around the outside perimeter of the joined blocks with a 1/2 inch seam. Make sure you leave a gap for turning through later. Trim fabric G so it is the exact same shape as the rest of the cushion. Leave a little extra fabric at the opening. Also clip the corners. Turn the cushion out through the opening. Your cushion will still be wrong sides out. Use a chopstick or that pink thing to help push out the corners. Hand stitch or glue the opening closed. Turn your cushion out for a second time through the envelope created from the two backing pieces of fabric. Use a chopstick to help push out the corners. Give it a good press with the iron. Insert a cushion insert or stuff with stuffing. And most of all, enjoy your cushion. Thanks for watching our tutorial on the WildFlower Window Cushion. All the best with your entries into the April Kiss competition. For more beautiful machine embroidery designs, go to swepea.com. That is swpea.com. So that's all for me this month. I'll see you next time.